most of what you learn in the university does not work in the street. Most times, what you also learn in church, can you sit there, sir? You. Most times, what we learn in church does not work outside. And a lot of Christians and a lot of poor people, a lot of Africans are very naive. I went to speak somewhere, Aspire Global Conference. Several youths came, and a lady spoke before me. Elegant, beautiful, well-articulated lady spoke before me. And when she finished speaking, I was called to give her an award, to present an award to her. She turned out to be Emmanuel Eweta Uduaga's daughter. And I know she was contesting for the House of Assembly in Coconut. And when I got up, true to my usual nature, I told her that when I heard that you were contesting for House of Assembly, I said, Naoli Unade, her grandfather was a governor, Major General Twoyo. Her grandfather was a governor. Her father, governor. Her father wanted to be senator. Now she wants to be House of Assembly member. And she spoke very well. And when I was making inquiries, they said she has been doing social work with her money that she raised using her father's network. So she has a lot of, if you go to the general hospital now, you will see at the gate, the picture of Okowa's daughter, the project she's doing for women. And then I said, initially I was biased against you. But now from the way you have spoken, I think you will make a good legislator. And people fired me from all over the world that I'm supporting the corrupt people who have stolen money and all that. That is not true. This girl was just good. Listen to me. I've been telling these young people that prepare. If you don't prepare, the children of the rich will rule over you again. Number one, they take their schooling very seriously. Number two, their fathers take their schooling very seriously. Number three, they are very articulate and disciplined and visionary. They know what they want out of life. And if your grandfather made a mistake, and your father made a mistake, in your own time, don't make the mistake. Somebody told me when I went to his house, the father asked me, when he introduced me to Dr. Apoki, he introduced me to his father, meet Dr. Apoki. Reverend, can you come this way? Meet Dr. Apoki. And the father asked me, well, one man know, whose son are you? I made a vow that no person will ever ask any of my children, whose son are you? And I started walking in that direction. I started understanding what the rich do. And I started doing what they do. I knew they were sending their children overseas for training. I started selling, and I knew they own land, rich people own land. And so I started buying land when my mates were buying cars, when they were buying DVDs, when they were buying television, when they were buying clothes. I was buying land. And it is from those lands I started selling to train my children overseas. I observed the rich in this town, Mrs. Obibi, that she was always at her petrol station. Early in the morning, you will see her measuring oil. And I saw one bike rider went there one day and told her, Mama, you are bigger than what you are doing now. And she said, if I don't measure, how will I know how much is in it? And I discovered that the rich in this town take their businesses very seriously, people like the Mafijo and all that. So I decided to be like them and was able to train my children such that today, as we Boaz's daughter spoke, my daughter can also speak like that. When the secretary to Bayelsa State Government came here to meet Ejiro, he came to meet me where I was going to but I want to bring the child here. I said, go to the school, you will meet my daughter Ejiro. After discussing with Ejiro, he went back and called my friend T.Y. Emmanuel. He said, Dr. Apoki vomited himself in this one. One man came here recently and said that he has never ever been intimidated by a woman. And when this young girl spoke that, he went home and was thinking whether he had a child that could stand and defend him like that. So whatever you see in my life, I understood from the street, not the church. The church can preach you into stupidity. The church can use you into stupidity. I understood the word. The Bible says, do not be ignorant of the devices of the devil. See, but they are as wise as the devil. Now listen. I want to share with you from the Bible. The Bible has two parts. The spirituality of the Bible and the sociology of the Bible. The Bible also has the politics, the economy, and the military techniques in the Bible. But what Pentecostalism and African Christianity has concentrated on is the spirituality. Jesus did not call his followers Christians. It was unbelievers in Antioch that called the followers of Christ, the disciples, as Christians. But the disciples of Christ are not a true and a total embodiment of the kingdom of God until you add the lifestyle of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob to the spirituality of Peter. Peter didn't pay house rent. Peter didn't pay school fees. You can't live like Peter. You can't live like John the Baptist. You can't live like Paul. Paul had no wife. He had no children. If you base your life on living like Paul, you will be a useless person in this dispensation. So you must mix the two. And I've spent so much time on studying the sociology of the Bible. And I want to look at when life is unfair to you. I was listening to your testimony. Genesis chapter 38. At the time, Judah left his brothers and went down to stay with a man of Adullam named Hira. There, Judah met the daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. He married her and made love to her. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son. You know the story. You will read it on your own. Number one, Judah was supposed to be the flag bearer of God. But he made a mistake. He did not follow the instructions of God that they should not marry Canaanites. Marriage can either make you or mar you. The children of the rich don't marry the poor. The children of the rich don't fall in love. Because when you are falling in love, it's common sense leading you. The children of the rich marry intentionally and strategically. That is why you will see governor's daughter will marry senator's daughter. That is why you will see governor's son, senator's son. That is why Abike Dabiri's daughter married the politician. You see, all the rich men in this country are well married by connection. That's why Oshibanjo's wife is Awolowo's granddaughter. That's why the governor of Oyo State is Awolowo's grandson. That is why my friend that gave me this Hilux truck, the son married the daughter of the king of Ijebu-Ode. When we went there, 3 governors came for the reception. That boy is an architect. He will never lack contract if he decides to harness his in-laws. And the ceremony was very peaceful because big man, big boys bang together, and only poor people run itty and run kata. Only you look at it and understand what that is. So, the rich don't marry anyhow. They marry strategically. And I wish there were more of our young people here to listen to. And so, Judah made a mistake. Be very careful the friends you make. He made friends with somebody called an Adulamite. And it is from there that he went and married from Canaan. He left his people. Be very careful who you associate with. Always, the rich always remember where they come from. They always remember where they come from. It's only the noble rich in places like Ogeli here, whose fathers do not understand the intricacies of elitism and oligarchy, that marry anyhow and behave anyhow. There's a man in our war, one of the richest men in Yoruba land, that had several children. And he will always tell his children, remember whose son you are. Reverend, you can see me on the record. So, they went and married anyhow. And because of the wrong marriage, the association that was not based on God's direction, just like the children of Naomi, when they married Moabitesses. I don't know if you follow what I'm saying. When they married Moabitesses, they died. These ones now married a Canaanite woman called Tamar. And the father married, and from there bore Tamar. Tamar married, bore children, Onan and Er. And Tamar, a Canaanite, now married Er. Er was wicked in the sight of God. And because Er was wicked in the sight of God, Er died. And Tamar was told to marry Onan. Onan was wicked. Onan knew that the children that will be born from that marriage will not belong to him. So anytime he slept with Tamar, he practiced what is called onanism, or in medicine it's called coitus interruptus. Listen very well. The elite, the oligarchy, those who rule you in the church, I'm sorry to say, those who rule you in the secular society, those who are leaders in business, don't have your interest.
Yes, sir.
They don't have your interest.
Yes, sir.
Most of them behave like Onan. If it is not going to benefit them, let it not benefit you.
Yes, sir.
You think somebody is collecting fund for 100 million because he loves you? No. It's to benefit himself. Look at Tunde Bakare. All the ones Tunde Bakare has been talking and talking. Tunde Bakare is a very selfish man. He supported Buhari. He was vice president to Buhari. Then recently, when he was thinking that the Igbos were going to become, the thing was going to be zoned to the east, he said that Tafawa Balewa placed a curse on the Igbos because the coup was planned by Igbos that killed him. What of Aguiyi Ironsi that was killed and Adebayo that was killed in Yoruba land? Who placed curse on the people? I didn't know the people you are supporting. And look at the man talking. He borrowed money from Weber Bank to build his church. He's owing them 8 billion without proper collateral. Now he has gone to collect presidential fund. Listen and listen well. When somebody is talking to you, anytime you hear a rich man invite you to come and join his business, he's trying to make you poorer. When a rich man invites you to buy shares in his business, he wants to get richer and make you poorer. When Dangote advertised his shares, I took my wife's money, took my money, bought, and we bought Dangote shares. IPO, initial public offer. Do you know they kept our share certificates for years? They didn't bring them. But when then the shares rose, and then he started selling again. to make money. As they sold, the thing started crashing. When the thing crashed, they now bought the shares again at a lower price. Remember, they made profit from us by selling to us. They made profit by selling at a very expensive price. And then when the thing came down, they now bought. And he became the richest black man. Obasanjo and the rest of people bought our electricity companies that they were doing privatization. Who did they privatize? Do you own shares in NEPA? Now, Transcorp is owned by them. The person distributing electricity in Nigeria does not care about you. Go to Cameroon. I was there. Mud houses have prepaid meter. If they give you prepaid meter, you will not make money. They will not make money. Let me teach you one simple thing that you will know. The elite, the rich, they are not sentimental. They don't function by feeling. The rich own your phone, not your communication company, not so. Immediately your airtime finishes, it will go off. They don't know whether you're handicapped or blind. I use prepaid meter. Whether I'm doing a broadcast or not, whether I'm running a church, if my token finishes, they will cut me off. You cannot go to Agofere Motors and start pricing. They don't care about you. You cannot go to a supermarket and start pricing. They don't care about you. The rich don't do anything emotionally. They just put 200 naira. Finish. You don't want, go. You don't go to a bank and start showing emotions. The rich have no sentiments. It's only poor people that have sentiments. So this boy had no sentiments for Judah, for Tamar. Tamar, you can go to hell as far as he's concerned. And then he died. And then there was a third child called Shula. You know what Judah said? He said, go back to your father's house. This woman has become a widow 2 times. He said, go back to your father's house and live as a widow. The Bible says there that he was thinking that if they give Shula to Tamar, that he will die again. They started naming Tamar as husband killer, not knowing that it's the wives that the husband that were dying were wicked. Listen, before you criticize a man, hear his own side of the story. Before you run after any person, understand him. The politicians will tell you one. I saw Pablo defending himself so eloquently. He didn't tell us about the Ghana must go. He flew to Ijaw language. So those who lead you, they have good stories to say to even make you fight your own brother. They have good stories to say to even make you hate your own family. When we got born again newly, they discouraged us from attending family meetings, for going to village meetings. But the same people that discouraged us, their families are together. The same people that discouraged us are building institutions in their villages. Look at what is his name? This man he was in town here before. One northern man. He stayed in Port Harcourt, made a lot of money. When he wanted to build university, he went to build it in his state, Kogi State. And Wike told him, you were here, you collected our money, went to build your university in your state. You didn't build anything here, you only built churches. Go around Nigeria, all the churches you see from other parts of the country, they will spread their branches round. They only build cathedrals in your communities and schools to collect school fees. But anything of real value, they take it to their place. In the wisdom of the streets, it is the mumu that falls and Yahoo boy will chop. And so, they sent Tamar to the father's house to live like a widow. No concern, no pity. Unlike Naomi that said, my daughter, is it not time for me to find a house for you? And she arranged marriage between Ruth and Boaz. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
So, always ask yourself, I see our girls running after boys. Does this boy have your interest at heart? Huh? Or will use you for ritual? A man telling a girl to sleep with a dog, does he have the interest of the girl at heart? There's a disease called brucellosis. If you catch it from dog, it will stay with you forever. The girl dancing in front of swimming pool, and the men are throwing money at you. Do they have your interest? And there's a boy now called Portable. Portable. How many of you know Portable? With his hair like that, he doesn't speak English well. They picked him from maybe from the street mechanic or Zazu, Zazu. Motele iko shishia Zazu. Obi Kubana is carrying him around with Odogun bitters, an alcoholic drink. Because Odogun bitters matches Zazuma Portable. It looks like the drink. It looks like an alcoholic. Now, ask what is his name? Obi Kubana. Whether he will allow Portable to marry the daughter. Never. But he's using Portable to market Odogun bitters to the poor. Because the poor like drink. It is the poor that will buy Odogun bitters. And so, they don't have your interest. It's just using Portable until drugs will kill him. And then he will organize a big funeral for him. That is the way the rich in the world. That is the way the politician. That is the way oligarchy operates. Now, Tamar heard that Judah is going to Timnah to share his sheep. He was not concerned about see, most men don't feel the pain of women. They don't feel the pain of women. A woman delivered a girl, has been delivering girls. The man with his bow legs just came to my hospital. Now waiting he born again. Saying, I don't want girl again. The man just is, I'm telling you. It is your X chromosome that met our X chromosome and produce girl. You are not interested in the pain the woman went through. Excuse me. You are not concerned about her emotions. He just said, nah, get again, you hit and left. And I got very angry and prayed. Thank you, sir. And prayed. And the woman delivered, I think twins or 2 boys. The woman delivered 2 boys. Thank you. The woman delivered 2 boys. And the man came and was smiling. I charged him very well. Charged hell out of him for insulting that woman. So he was going to share his sheep. Then tell your neighbor, get sense.
Get sense.
Tell your neighbor, get sense.
Get sense.
Tell your neighbor, in the streets, fish they chop fish.
Fish they chop fish.
Dog they bite dog.
Dog they bite dog.
Get sense.
Get sense.
Tell your neighbor, the Bible says, love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor
as yourself. It did not say, love your neighbor and kill yourself. You will first love yourself. It is that standard that you will use to love your neighbor. You understand me here?
Yes, sir.
And so she heard. Number 1, Judah's wife has also died so that he can feel the pain a little bit. So when he recovered from his money, he was not interested in the recovery of the girl, Tamar, from her money. Tamar heard and went to a junction called Twins and dressed like a harlot. The name of that junction is Twins in Hebrew. Dressed like a harlot. And Judah had a sexual need because of deprivation, because the wife was dead. He was not interested in who will fulfill that need. politician campaigning is not interested in who votes. So far he enters power. I've seen governor come here to visit me. I've gone to his bedroom. When I went to his state, they was introducing me Dr. Apoki. When I spoke, Peter Obi called him. And my lawyer told him, let us leave immediately. Now that you have spoken, they are finished with you. And I left. You know when he called me, I was close to Okoko already before he called me. Where are you now? And he has finished with me. He was not interested whether I was going to sleep somewhere, whether I was going to eat. Oh, Peter, I've been listening to you, and he was so impressed by your speech and all that. Fine. He called me to Abuja. I entered his bedroom, discussed with him. I sat with the governor at the back of his car in Abuja. We were going around. When his presidential ambition did not work, when I call him, he doesn't pick my calls. He has finished with me. It's only poor people that get emotionally attached to people. The rich, when they finish with you, they have finished with you. Even in church, when you go and preach in big churches, they don't ask you whether you got home until they need you again. And so, the woman rebranded herself to attract the elite. Listen, the best way to leave poverty and to enter the elite class is to develop what they will look for and have appetite for and be the one that will provide it. They will look for you. You think that if Portable is not singing, he doesn't have song to sing, you think Cubana will not look for him? They will not look for him. They will not call him to London. Ask your neighbor, what do you have that the elite and the rulers of this world will look for? They looked for Daniel because he had the answer to the Ijaw language that was written on the wall. Mene mene tekel ofasim. They looked for him. He had been in the kingdom after the death of that man's father, but they never looked for him until they had a need. Now they follow me so. The elite don't come and campaign to you. They won't come again until they have a need. They will pass that bad road. They won't come again until they have a need to your vote. Then they will say, I will do this road. What have they been promising us? Education, health, water, electricity, good road, security. Have they done it? Till today. And then I've seen our women dancing for them again. Our youth dancing for them. Stupid human beings. Put yourself under the sun. Fight each other. Stupid. You don't have common sense about the street. I spoke to a bishop, spoke in a church, and I told the man, I went with Bojo, to and fro, 3 times to worry. When I finished speaking, he gave me 6,000 naira honorarium. I told him the reason I came is that I am meant to be a bishop. But you people don't have good relationship with people. And he became a bishop 3 weeks later and became bishop. And I was in a ceremony, he was seeing me. He thought I would run and come and greet him. I have known that I can become who you are. Anytime you are insulting me with your success, I am thinking of how I can become who you are, if not better. And after 10 years, he called me, sent somebody to come and meet me that I should come and speak on managing church resources in the times of scarcity. When they had money, they didn't call me. It's when COVID has come now that he's calling me. I told him that you treated me like trash, so you will pay cash now. I charged them 100,000 for each of the lectures. And they came. They begged and begged. They said, I said, 100,000. And he fused the 2 lectures into one. But I also know that when I go there, I will deliver only half of the lecture for the 100,000 so that he will need me again. Don't be a fool. Church people are foolish. And I went there and I delivered the lecture. He paid me 100,000, did the shagwari of 10,000 naira. And I first told him, you will atone for your sin. And he said 10,000 naira and a bottle of wine. So Bishop atoned for his sin. Why? He doesn't need me as Dr. Apoki. He needs what is in me. And he must pay. And so, this man was passing and saw her. He had a sexual need and saw her and said, I want to sleep with you. The woman said, how much will you pay for sleeping with me? She did not take the urgency of the need to get pregnant into account. Rahab did not take the profit of sleeping with 2 spies into account. It is the salvation of her family that she took into account. I have saved you now. What are you going to do for me for saving me? Brethren, don't live a free life. Life is not free for you. Don't live a free life. For those who have advantage over you, don't live a free life. Listen, Auntie, what funny thing, sir? You don't know the voice of your daughter-in-law? You don't know the voice of your daughter-in-law? Judah, talk to me, man. Same thing with Saul. David was playing music and doing musical compulsive therapy by expelling demons from him. He did not know David. David was going to kill Goliath. He said, whose son is that? Listen, most people don't know you. They only know what you are doing for them. They know you by responsibility. My driver, my teacher, the school my children attend. They don't care about you. If they have the opportunity to destroy you. Look at the Chrisland girl. That girl was not 12 years old. She was about 13, 14. She had been having sex at home. She knows styles that the grandmother does not